What is meant by power of a lens? The ability of the lens to bend the light rays is called power. Okay, ma? So the ability of the lens to bend the light rays is called as power. It means if a lens is able to bend the light rays by greater factor, then the power of the lens is also greater. Okay? And if power is greater, focal length will be lesser. How is that? Let us see. See, ma. So consider this is one lens and consider this is another lens. Clear? No? So this is the principal axis and this is the principal axis. Clear? No? So light ray passing parallel to the principal axis, they should pass through the focus. No? So here what will be present? Focus will be present. Clear? No? And we are taking another lens, second lens. Now here also light is passing parallel to the principal axis, and after refraction light is passing like this. Clear? No? Now in first lens and second lens, can you say whose power is greater? Whose power is greater? Huh? Power of the second lens is greater. Why power is greater? Because it is bending the original light rays by very small value. No? Bending is very less. But here bending of the lens is very large. So it is able to bend the light by greater factor. No? Are able to understand? No? So therefore power of this lens is greater. But if power is greater, you understand focal length is lesser. No? Here focal length is very large, but here focal length is very less. So if power increases, focal length decreases. That is what I understand now. So power of this one, this lens is P1. Focal length of this lens is F1. Okay, ma? Power of this lens is P2. Focal length of this lens is F2. So how can I write a relation between them? Definitely I can say P1 is less than P2. Clear, no? Power of the second lens is greater when compared to the first lens. Fine. And also, what about focal length? F1 is greater than F2. Power is lesser, focal length is greater. Are you able to understand? So therefore, what I write? Therefore, if power of a lens is greater, then its focal length will be smaller. Clear? So therefore, how can I write a relation between them? I can write just P is equals to 1 by F. This is the relation. P is equal to 1 by F. Fine? Because they are reciprocal. No? If power is greater, focal length should be smaller. So this is the relation between them. P is equal to 1 by F. Okay? Where you can use this P, wherever you find 1 by F, there you can use P. For example, in a lens maker's formula, I have 1 by F is equals to mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This relation already we have studied. No? So here instead of 1 by F, you can write P definitely. Clear? And in lens formula also we have 1 by V minus 1 by U is equals to 1 by F. Here also I have 1 by F. No? So instead of 1 by F, definitely you can write P. So that is the relation between focal length and power. Are you able to understand? So ability of the lens to bend the light rays is nothing but power. It is able to diverge or it is able to diffract or change the direction of the light rays by greater angle. Its power is greater. That's it. Okay. Now what is the unit of power? Okay, ma? If focal length is measured in meters, focal length is measured in meters, clear, ma? Power is measured in diopter. Power is measured in what, ma? Power is measured in diopter, capital D. Okay. So in mobile phones also, when you check the specifications of a mobile, he will be giving what is the power of the lens. Okay, ma? And it is measured in diopters. 1 diopter, 1.2 diopter, like this. Clear now? So that is the power of a lens. Fine? That's it. So then we study about combination of lenses. Clear now? combination of lenses. Okay, Sima. For example, if you take a convex lens, for a convex lens, focal length will be positive or negative, can you say, ma'am? For a convex lens, focal length, is it positive or is it negative? Positive, because the light rays, they go and meet here. So this distance is a positive distance only, no? Plus f. So for a convex lens, always the focal length will be positive. Similarly, if you take a concave lens, okay, ma'am? If I take a concave lens, this is the principal axis and this is the aperture from which refraction is taking place. Then light, after traveling like this, it bends away from the normal. Clear now? Because this is a diverging lens, this is a converging lens. But if you extend this one backwards, so here image will be created. This is a real image, this is a virtual image. Clear now? Therefore, in this condition, which is the focal length, this becomes the focal length, minus f. Okay. So therefore, for a concave lens, focal length is negative. Okay, ma? Because sign conventions already we have studied, no? Every distance we have to measure from the optical center. If you are traveling in the direction of light, then such distance should be positive. If you are traveling in opposite direction to the direction of light, then such a distance should be negative. Okay. Now the question is that what happens if I combine two lenses? For example, if I take two convex lenses, or if I take two concave lenses, or if I take one convex or one concave lens. Are you able to understand? So what happens if I combine these lenses? Clear? Let us see. Okay, see one. For example, if I take two convex lenses, very horrible diagram. So this is one convex lens, this is another convex lens. Clear number? So focal length of this one is f1, focal length of this one is f2, and this is the principal axis. Then what is the focal length of the total combination? Focal length of total combination, I can write 1 by f is equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Clear number? And this is the condition for how many lenses if I am placing two lenses. If I place three lenses, 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3, it goes on like this. Are you able to understand? So how can I write the general formula? For any number of lenses, I can write focal length of the combination. 1 by f means what? Total focal length, or focal length of the combination can be written as 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3, and it goes on like this. Clear? But here you should be very careful. See, in this condition, f1 is also positive, f2 is also positive, no? f1, f2 both are positive. Why? Because both of them, they are convex lenses. Okay. So instead of like this, for example, if I place one convex lens and one concave lens. So this is one convex lens and this is another concave lens. Concave lens and convex lens. Clear now? Then in this condition also I can use the same relation. 1 by f is equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. This is what I have to write. Okay. But if you take the first lens, concave lens, for this one focal length is negative. Okay, ma? But for this one, for convex lens, focal length is positive. Okay. So therefore, f1 will become negative, f2 will become positive. Okay. So this sign convention you should be very careful. Are you able to understand? So focal length of concave lens is negative, convex lens is positive, and in the using of these equations also you have to use the sign conventions as it is. Fine. Okay. For example, if I write one question, okay, my question is like this. So a concave lens of focal length 10 centimeter is placed touching a convex lens of focal length 10 centimeter. Find the focal length of combination. Okay, ma? That is the question. Come on, try to answer this question. Come on. So how to draw the diagram of this one, ma? So first of all, we are taking a concave lens, clear, ma? And is placed touching a convex lens. So this is a convex lens. This is the combination, ma? Okay, ma? Focal length of this one is how much? Focal length of this one is minus 10. And what is the focal length of this one? Focal length of this one is plus 10. Then what is the equation to calculate focal length of the combination, ma? So 1 by f is equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Okay. So therefore, 1 by minus 10 plus 1 by plus 10. So total how much? 0. So 1 by f is 0. Therefore, f is equals to 1 by 0. 1 by 0 is nothing but infinite. Okay. So it means that this combination, it is behaving like a sheet of glass, that's all, without any refraction. Okay. It means if light rays come parallel to the principal axis, clear, no? They will reflect or they will refract also parallel to the principal axis only. Light is coming from infinity. Image also will be formed at infinity only. Because focal length we got infinity. No? Are you able to understand? No? That is how we do the calculation. So it means that you should be careful about the sign conventions. Which focal length is positive, which focal length is negative. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now we shall write some cases. Cases are that. Okay. So example, case number 1. If focal length of combination, if focal length of combination is positive, then what will happen now? If I calculate the total focal length, if I got positive value, then what is the meaning of it? Here I got infinity. Instead of infinity, if I get positive value of the combination, then what is the meaning of it? Then total combination is behaving like a convex lens. That is the meaning of this one, no? Are you able to understand, ma? We are placing many lenses. We are placing many lenses. Ashish, ekkado unnao. రాయటం కాదు, వినాలి. యాటిట్యూడ్ కొద్దిగా మార్చుకోవాలి. మేము అట్లే ఉన్నాము, ఇప్పుడు అట్లే ఉంటామంటే ఏం లాభం లేదు. ఓకే, సి. సో ఫోకల్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ఏంటిది? కాంబినేటివ్ combination. Focal length of combination, if it is positive. Combination means how many combinations? Any number of lenses which you are placing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, any lenses. So for total combination, if focal length of total combination is positive, it means the total combination is behaving like a convex lens. That is the meaning of this one, Nama. Is positive, then it means that then combination is behaving like what? Is behaving like a convex lens. Okay, ma? Similarly, if you write case number 2, what is case number 2? If focal length, if I got negative, capital F means focal length of the combination. Focal length of the combination, if I got meaning of this one, ma? Then combination is behaving like okay, ma? Behaving like what? Behaving like concave lens. Clear, no? For convex lens, image will be formed on the other side. That's what we have studied now. So for this total combination, where image will be created? On the other side, because it is a real image. Okay. But for this condition, image will be formed on the same side as that of the object. And this is a virtual image. Just like how we have written previously. Okay, ma? So this combination forms what? This forms a real image on the other side. Okay. And what about this one? It is behaving like a concave lens, no? It means where image will be created? On the same side. And it is a real image or virtual image? It is a virtual image. Clear? So write down that also. So therefore, virtual image will be created. Okay, ma? And on the same side of the object. On the same side of object. Okay. So these are some of the points which we should understand. Okay, ma? Similarly, completed ma this one? Similarly, we have a small case ma which we need to study. For example, if two lenses, if they are separated by a small distance, clear, no, ma? Two lenses, focal length of this one is f1, focal length of this one is s2, and they are separated by a small distance. Then in this condition, the focal length of the combination is 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus d divided by f1 f2. This is the equation. Okay. So this is for which condition? When lenses are separated by small distance. Two lenses separated by a small distance. Clear now? Then 1 by f is equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus d divided by f1 f2. Are you able to understand? Okay. Then we study about power of combination. Power of combination. Okay. So if lenses are combined, then I write 1 by f is equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3. So it goes on like this, no? Therefore, how can I write the equation of power of a combination? 1 by f means power, no? Power. Power of combination is equals to P1 plus P2 plus P3, and it goes on like this. Are you able to understand? So, power focal length of a convex lens, positive. Focal length of a convex lens, positive. So, power of a convex lens also positive. Okay. It means here also we have to use the sign conventions. If you are taking convex lens, then you take power to be positive. If you are taking concave lens, then its power you take it as negative. Are you able to understand? So therefore, what is the note point we have to write? Note point is that here also use the sign conventions. Sign conventions here also we are supposed to use. If it is convex, take power to be positive. If it is concave, take power to be negative. And accordingly, you find what is the power of the total combination. Are you able to understand? Next, similarly, magnification in combination. Okay, ma? Magnification in combination. Okay. So if lenses are combined, many lenses are there. This is one convex lens, this is another convex lens, this is one concave lens, another convex lens, then it is followed by concave lens. Like this, many lenses, they are combined together. So this type of combination you will see in mobile phones now. In cameras will be there, no? When you buy a smartphone, camera special smartphone, then there he will be writing 6 lens, 5 lens, like this he will be writing. It means these lenses, they are a combination. Are you able to understand? Small separations also will be there between them, but we are writing these equations without any separation. All the lenses, they are joined together. Clear now? Then in this condition, how can I write equation for magnification? How can I write? So magnification of combination is equals to m1 multiplied by m2 multiplied by m3, and it goes on like this. Okay. It means all the magnifications you are supposed to multiply. Focal lengths, we are taking the sum of reciprocals. Powers, we are adding them. But magnifications, we are multiplying. M1 into M2 into M3. Clear now? So, these are some of the concepts which we should study under combination of lenses. Okay, ma? So, there are derivations for them. We are not going for derivations, just we are remembering the results. That's it. Fine? Okay. See, this is a very beautifully framed question. See, ma. So this lens, it is made up of two materials. So here you are seeing a transparent, not a transparent, unshaded region you are seeing. This unshaded region, it is made up of a lens, made up of a material whose refractive index is mu1. And here you are seeing a shaded material. So this is made up of another transparent material whose refractive index is mu2. So if an object, if I place in front of this convex lens, then how many images can be created? That is the question. 3. Very good. Not correct. See. Consider this is the principal axis. Are you able to understand? And let us consider object is present at infinity. Object is present somewhere at infinity. And let us assume that mu1 is greater than mu2. Okay? Refractive index of first material is greater than refractive index of second material. If refractive index is greater, then what do you understand? Refractive index, if I say if it is greater, what do you understand? Sir, what are you tracking? ఏదో చెప్పండి ఏంటంటే క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగితే ఎట్లా మధ్యలో ఇట్స్ నాట్ గుడ్. క్వశ్చన్లు అడగడం ఏంది మీరు అసలు? క్వశ్చన్లు అడగడం ఏంది, మేము చెప్పడం? మా ఫేస్లో ఎప్పుడన్నా చూసినారా మీరు? ఇవే కదా మీకు వస్తున్న ఆన్సర్స్. చెప్పండి. సో రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గ్రేటర్, దెన్ వాట్ డూ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్? రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది అంటే మీకు ఏమర్థం అవుతుంది? ఇఫ్ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఇస్ గ్రేటర్, It means when light enters into this medium, then speed of the light reduces by greater factor. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? అది ఆ సౌండ్ ఎట్లా వస్తుందో మీరు కూడా అట్లే ఉన్నారు. ఓకేమా? If refractive index is greater, it means that the speed of light when enters into that medium, it reduces by greater factor. When speed reduces by greater factor, then bending is also greater. Bending of light also will be greater. That's what we have studied, no? If a light passes into a diamond, then inside the diamond, the bending of light is very large. Why? Because refractive index of diamond is very large. Are you able to understand, ma? So consider light rays, they are entering into this lens from infinity. So let us consider this is one light ray, this is one light ray, this is one light ray, and this is another light ray. Clear, no? So 4 light rays, 1, 2, 3, 4 light rays. So these 4 light rays, they are traveling parallel to the principal axis. It means that object is at infinity, no? Light principal axis ki parallel ga eppudu vastundi? When object is present at infinity. Clear, no? So you take these 2 light rays, light ray number 1 and light ray number 2. They are entering into first medium, no? They are entering into which medium? They are entering into first material, mu1, whose refractive index is greater. Okay? When light enters into this medium, this material, its mu value is greater, no? So bending of light also will be greater. So therefore what will happen? So image will be created at a lesser distance. So here first image will be created, one image. Okay? Then light enters into second medium, and in second medium its refractive index is mu2. Mu2 is lesser, no? So it cannot bend the light so much. Adi light nanta bend cheyaledu. So what will happen? So this light rays, after striking this lens and after refraction, image will be created somewhere here. Are you able to understand? Okay, so image will be created somewhere here. So you will get the second image. That's so 2 images will be created. Are you able to understand? అంతేగాని 1 2 3 4 5 పార్ట్లు ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి 5 ఇమేజ్లు ఫామ్ అవ్వవు. క్లియర్ బట్? So 2 different materials, images will be formed at 2 different positions. If similarly, if 3 materials are present, 3 images will be created like this. Okay? That's it. Okay. So see this one, ma. So this is a convex lens, ma, whose focal length is f. Okay. Now he is saying that if the lens is cut into 2 equal halves about 2 different positions. First about the aperture. Aperture means what? This is the aperture, no? So it means you are cutting the lens first of all like this. Then in the second condition you are cutting the lens about the principal axis. What is meant by principal axis? Like this. So above half and below half. So if you can cut the lens like this, then find the focal length of the each lens. 2 lenses will be formed, no? So find out about focal length about each lens. First let us take the first condition about the aperture. Okay, ma? About the aperture. Aperture means what? If this length, if I cut about the aperture, then 2 equal plano convex lenses will be formed, no? And he is saying that 2 equal lenses, equal halves. Equal halves means what? Radius of curvature of this part and radius of curvature of the second part, they are same. Then only I can cut into 2 equal halves, no? If I cut the lens into 2 equal halves, it means the radius of curvature of first surface, radius of curvature of second surface, they must be equal. Or for example, if a lens is like this, okay, ma? Now if you cut into 2 equal parts, are they equal? They are not equal. Why? So radius of curvature of the first surface is very large. Radius of curvature of the second surface is very small. Okay? So this type of condition he is not asking. So radius of curvature of first surface as well as second surface, both are same. Okay? Now consider these are 2 lenses. So material, radius of curvature, aperture, everything is same. So focal length of this one I will call it as f dash. Focal length of this one is also f dash. Individual lenses, after cutting them, focal length of this one is also f dash. Focal length of this one is also f dash, because material is same. Material is same means what? Refractive index is same. Radius of curvature is also same. So focal length also will be same. Okay. Now if I join them, then this lens will be created, no? Can I say this is a combination of 2 lenses? Combination of 2 lenses, no? So for the combination, which is the formula? 1 by f is equals to 1 by f dash plus 1 by f dash. That's all. Clear now? So therefore do the calculation. So 1 by f is equals to 2 by f dash. Okay. So therefore f dash divided by 2 is equals to f dash divided by 2 is equals to f. Okay. So therefore I got f dash is equals to 2f. F dash is equals to 2f వచ్చిందిరో f by 2 రాలేదు. Okay. చూడండి ఒకసారి కరెక్ట్ కదా happening. So therefore if you cut the focal length along two parts perpendicular to the principal axis, this is perpendicular to principal axis only, no? Then what happens to focal length of each part? Focal length will become double. So if you join them, focal length will become again half, that is f. So this is what will happen. Okay. Then what happens to the intensity of light, or intensity of the image? Image intensity, what happens? In the same condition, intensity of image, what will happen? Okay, ma? So no change in intensity of image. Why there is no change in intensity of image? Because every light ray which is coming from the object, it will be definitely they will meet at the image. So intensity means you can say brightness of the image. So there is no change in brightness of the image. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now we are taking the second condition. Which is the second condition? Parallel to or about the principal axis. About the principal axis. Clear now? So therefore what is meant by above the principal axis? For example, if this is a lens, you are cutting into two equal halves like this. Clear now? So therefore this is one half and this is the other half. Now in this condition what will happen? In this condition what happens to the focal length? Focal length doesn't change because radius of curvatures, are they changing? Okay, ma? So here radius of curvatures, they are changing. First one radius of curvature is remaining same, but on the second side it is becoming flat. Flat means radius of curvature is becoming infinite. Flat structure means what? Radius of curvature is very big, so that it is infinite. But here radius of curvature on both the sides, it is not changing. Are you able to understand now? And material also, it is not changing. Material also doesn't change, no? So therefore what I can say, therefore no change in focal length. Okay, ma? So focal length of the first piece also f only, focal length of the second piece also f only. Okay. But what about the intensity of image? Intensity of image, what happens, ma? Intensity of the image reduces by half. Reduces by half. So image is half brighter only. What is the reason? Why image will become less brighter, ma? What is the reason? See, for example, if total lens is present and this is the object, so light enters from here and creates an image here. Light enters this side also and it creates the image here. But now only half part is present, no? It means only half of the light rays they are meeting. Okay, so remaining half of the light rays, they are not meeting the object. So it means that only brightness of the image reduces by half. Are you able to understand? So these results also you should remember. Okay, if you cut perpendicular to principal axis, then focal length becomes double. Focal length increases. Clear? But if you are cutting in the direction of principal axis, there is no change in focal length. Here intensity doesn't change, but here intensity reduces by half. Fine?